In the spirit of respect, reciprocity, and truth, we at Calgary Pride wish to honor and acknowledge Mohkinstsis and the traditional Treaty 7 territory and oral practices of the Blackfoot Confederacy, Siksika, Kainai, Piikani, and Yarhe Nakota and Tsuut'ina First Nations. We acknowledge that the territory we inhabit is home to the Métis Nation of Alberta, Region 3, within the historical Northwest Métis homeland.
Good morning, afternoon, and evening, Calgary. Welcome back to Pridecast. I'm your host, Vanta Black, and I use the pronouns they, them, or she, her. I'll be giving you a recap of the week's hottest community events, news, and Pride FAQs. In our history segment this week, we're going to talk about same-sex marriage, or same-sex unions. Where should I begin? Well, same-sex unions have been around since ancient times. All over the world, there are records of same-sex unions happening in ancient Greece, Rome, Mesopotamia, China, Europe, and the Americas. Same-sex marriage was legal up until Christianity became the official religion of the Roman Empire. A law in the Theodosian Code was issued in the 4th century, which prohibited same-sex marriages and ordered those who were already married to be executed. As Christianity grew in popularity, same-sex marriages became illegal in many nations across the globe. Let's fast forward to June 10th, 2003. This is the day the Ontario Court of ruling to legally allow same-sex marriages in Canada. The following month, British Columbia became the second Canadian province to legalize same-sex marriage. In 2004, Manitoba, Nova Scotia, Saskatchewan, and Newfoundland and Labrador would legalize same-sex, followed shortly after in June of 2005. Finally, on July 20th, 2005, Bill C-38, also known as the Civil Marriage Act, became law, making Canada the 4th country in the world to legalize same-sex. That means that this Monday is only the 15th anniversary of same-sex marriage being legal in Canada. Only 15 years. Seems like a lot, but not really. So that's where we are. This is a very brief summary of the history of same-sex marriage in Canada, but there's a ton of resources available online if you want to learn more, which you should. We'll share one from CBC in the description below. On that note, have you fallen in love during quarantine? Have you been with your partner long enough that they're asking that particular question? Well, we have something for you. As a part of the Our Pride initiative, Oliver Armstrong is offering his services to provide queer folks the opportunity to get married during Pride. What a moment. Queer things. Oliver is an Alberta Registered Marriage Commissioner and will be offering his services with a portion of proceeds benefiting Calgary Pride. Isn't that fun? Look at that. Email .oliver.armstrong@gmail.com to find out more details on how you can reserve your spot and find out what you need to get the ball rolling to get hitched this Pride season. And now for information on Alliance Summer Summit. Here's a message from our friends at the Boring Little Girls Club.
Hi, I'm Kira.
And I'm Marie. We're coming to you from the BLGC.
The Boring Little Girls Club is a community of sober women, trans, and non-binary folks who get together to have additional drugs.
We're here today to tell you about SAS 2020. The Sober Alliance Summer Summit is a full day of presentations and performances done by really rad folks from all over North America. This virtual summit will be going down Saturday, July 18th.
The cost of SAS is all on a sliding scale, and all proceeds go to the Reset Society of Calgary, which is the rapid exit from sexual exploitation and trafficking.
So hit up our social media platforms or our website to find out more information or to check out the roster of amazing performances and presenters. We hope to see you there.
For all event details on SAS 2020, check out boringlittlegirlsclub.ca. On Saturday, July 18th at 6 p.m., you're invited to join in on an evening of music, poetry, theater, drag, and everything in between from artists of color to raise funds for organizations that protect the legal rights of Black, Indigenous people of color. RAR, also known as Radical Activists and Artists Against Racism, is offering this event free of charge, but you are strongly encouraged to donate a minimum of $10 if you choose to attend. If you're able to donate more, even better. Please be as generous as you can for this very important cause. All proceeds will be going to the Black Legal Action Center, Raven Trust, and the NAACP Legal Defense Fund. Now for a valuable community resource. The Calgary Women's Emergency Shelter offers a free webinar focused on supporting individuals and families during this time of crisis. Participants will learn how to identify family violence and abuse in all of its forms, ways to respond compassionately and positively to survivors, and how to connect them to resources. The focus of the presentation is to give participants the skills and confidence they need to recognize and support those who may be experiencing family violence and abuse during this crisis, as well as beyond. This is a recurring event, with the next webinar happening on Tuesday, July 21st at noon. For more information about the Calgary Women's Emergency Shelter, visit them online at calgarywomensshelter.com. Are you curious about ways you can be a better ally? Is your business in need of some diversity and inclusion training? Calgary Pride is continuing to roll out the Learning Series, supported by Intact, covering a wide range of topics surrounding the gender and sexually diverse community. These webinars explore the many ways to engage in effective allyship, both in a personal and professional context. This will leave participants with practical tools to help develop new relationships with the gender and sexually diverse community. Coming up, we have our Trans and Non-Binary 101 sessions facilitated by the amazing James Demers from Calgary Queer Arts Society. Join James for a fun and informative session on trans and non-binary gender identities. This session will cover language, experience, and tips for developing your understanding of trans-identified folks. Be sure to keep an eye out on all the different Learning Series webinars by checking out the kit and our social media, supported by these amazing organizations. Thank you so much for joining us for the Pridecast this week. I had such a great time being your host, and I hope you have a great weekend. Next week, your host is going to be the incredible Oliver Twirl. You can tune in to the Pridecast every Friday at 4 p.m. on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. Have a wonderful weekend, Calgary. Wash your hands, wear that mask, and stay safe.